Hello, I'm Louise Ross, and this is the second of 10 excerpts that I'll be reading from my Rom-Com novel, Breakfast at Tildy's, The Misadventures Continue. Tildy has not long arrived in Australia, where she's staying with her parents, Beaty and Frank Wilson, who live in the bayside suburb of Port Melbourne. Tildy has walked to the beach and fallen asleep in the sun. Beach nap, mid-morning. Is that you, Darl? Darling! Wakey, wakey, woohoo! Heavens, you can't lie on the beach without covering up. Don't you remember the ditty from the telly? Slip, slop, slap on your sunscreen and slip on a hat. Hi, Mum, I drone, face still in the sand. I wasn't intentionally sunbaking. I look up and reflexively squint. Beaty is standing above me, wearing a beach outfit that closely resembles the ensemble she wore to greet me at the airport. Today, she's matched her turquoise blue French Legionnaire's hat with light blue pedal pushers, the loud Hawaiian shirt over the top, and on her feet she has bright pink sandals out of which are poking painted fuchsia toenails that match the pink zinc which she has smeared on her face again. I must have fallen asleep dreaming about... Actually, never mind what I was dreaming about. A dream? What were you dreaming, darling? Come on, let's share our dreams. She opens up the yellow canvas beach umbrella, sets up her beach chair, and settles in beside me. Believe me, Mum, you don't want to know what I was dreaming about. I pull myself up to sitting position and rifle through the beach bag she has brought with her. There's a thermos of hot tea in there, she says, so we can have our morning cuppa together here. Never mind that it's hotter than yesterday. Tea is such a great thirst quencher. I've got a hat in here for you too. She grabs the bag from me and starts to rummage. She pulls out Frank's French Legionnaire's hat and hands it to me. Put it on and make your mum happy. Oh, and here's the pink zinc. While you apply that too, why don't I start and tell you about a dream I had recently? But Beaty's suddenly distracted, playing Mum pouring tea into 2 cups she holds steady between her knees. Okay, I'll tell you what I was dreaming about, I say, feeling cheeky. There were a couple of blokes over there before in very brief speedos. I waved toward an empty patch of sand. I was having a bit of a perv at their bods when I guess I dozed off. Anyway, they must have made quite an impression because even though it seemed real, I know I was asleep and dreaming when I watched them strip off their speedos. I grin at Beaty. I mean, this isn't a nudie beach, so it couldn't have really happened. And then I dreamt they were walking toward me, starkers, enormous penises, flapping about in the sea breeze, left to right, right to left. Gord, I was totally transfixed, staring at their centerfold-sized genitals. I looked to Beaty, anticipating a reaction. I think that's more of a fantasy, don't you? She asks. I sometimes sit here under the shade of the brolly, staring out at the fellows in their tiny togs, and have thoughts like that fully awake. I mean, let's face it, Darl, speedos don't hide anything. She swipes at a couple of flies before taking a sip of tea. One would have to be, well, a blind vegetable to not notice the shape, size, position and whatnot of the penises under the speedos, and then fantasise about what they might look like without the skimpy cover-up. Beaty pauses a moment. Would you like a piece of fruit cake with your tea, Darl? I just cut it this morning, and I must say I think it looks like one of my better batches of Christmas cake. I added more glacé cherries and mixed peel this year. She reaches into her bag for the sliced cake. Mum, that's gross. What? My fruit cake? Beaty sounds indignant. No, I mean that was a total overshare. I don't want to know about you perving at and then fantasising about blokes' penises. And why not? I'm human just like you. They call them budgie huggers now, you know. What, penises? No, speedos. Gosh, you have been living in America for a while. Cripes, Mum, I can't believe we're having this conversation. And how do you get budgie huggers out of speedo? I think a moment. On second thoughts, let's not go there. It's clever, the visual images we Australians create with the English language, isn't it? I make the most of this as an excellent transition spot and mention the airline's unselfconscious replacement of disembark for D-plane. And as I anticipated, that one gives Beaty plenty of mileage, and off she goes, nattering away about Americans and their made-up words. Then her tone shifts and she wavers a moment. "Now tell me, darling." I sense she's about to segue into a serious chat, which means it'll probably be about me.